And the presentation. So, Maryna.
Okay. Please, I have already introduced myself. Could you show us agenda screen?
So what should I do? I'm sorry.
Arrow, you can use arrows on your keyboard.
So what should I use?
Arrows.
Arrows.
Arrow keys.
Yeah. So I see. Now I can do it. It's very difficult to do by means of Zoom account.
Yeah, it is new tool for Allah.
yeah. Oh, now I know how to do it.
Yeah, and we are going to speak about design in general because we face it every day, and all things around us were created by someone. So what do you think? What is design mean for you, and how can you explain? The next page, Ala.
Okay, come on, guys. Everyone is welcome.
For me, design is creation.
For me, design means how the future product will looks like and how a user can interact with this application or product.
Yeah, good.
In my opinion, design is something you can express your thoughts through, and it's also a good way to express your opinion on something.
Yeah. Sometimes design, it's about feeling that user will have.
Larissa, do you want to add anything? Sergey wants to say, Sergey?
Yes, by the help of design, you can facilitate the how can you express your opinion on some difficult things. You can just draw by using some online drawing editors. This is design for me. Like I am technical guy, I use a lot of design programs to make technical designs of some features and so on. But if we speak about design of the, don't know, maybe mobile application or web application, it's the most common program is Figma. As you know, you just creates a lot of screens, and the web developers do implement that screens in pages. They convert it into the HTML and CSS and so on.
Yeah, really good.
But we can also do other kind of designs. For example, in the video games, you design a lot of creatures and so on. And design is important for such fields.
Katerina?
Yeah, and sorry, and for me, design it is always about something technique and about something logical, not about something pretty or well looking.
As for me, I agree with the first speaker that design in general, it's creation.
Yeah. Okay, so Katya, now you can.
Thank you. For me, the design is a way of visualization of usual things which we see in the usual world, and it is a way to visualize it in more attractive and more understandable for user way.
Yeah, in more understandable, I think it important.
Okay.
Yeah, and this image can show what is design for designers, because it is always complicated to explain in one way, in a few words. And the next. Yeah, we are going to talk about Massimo Vignelli. He was an Italian designer who worked in different areas in packaging, product design, interior design, and graphic design. And he created subway map for New York City. And it was a really important stage in modern information design. And he said that it was his finest work and the most important work. And his quote that design is not art, design is utilitarian, art is not. And he believed that all problems have a clear solution that could be found with logic. And it is interesting what do you think about it? About design and art? What difference between these two meanings? Because we are saying about creativity, and creativity could be in design and in art too.
Mm-hmm. Who would like? Olena Boženko.
I think the design is a craft because we do it for a lot of people, for our users and clients.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's art, you think, yeah? Or craft?
Oh,
craft.
it's craft, yes.
It's not art, but craft.
And we also use in creativity in craft.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely agree with you. Okay, Katya, Kate.
For me, the difference is what the art is just about expression of the artist, and the design is about to make complex things easier for user.
Yeah, good.
Dasha?
In my opinion, art is like a large sphere you work in, but design is more complicated thing, and you use design to express art or to work with art.
Mm-hmm. Okay, anybody else? Olena, again. Have you said your opinion? Boženko.
I already said.
Okay, I see.
I think that design had to follow more rules than art. And that's why it's not the same design and art. But in some fields, they are connected very closely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Serежа?
I'm looking for the definition of the word, of the utilitarian word, and the definitions says that design to be used or practical rather than attractive. So it means that design is some kind of creation to be practical, but art is creation that is described as attractive.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So then I have a question. Do you think that design is art or not still? Because you were saying a lot of things, but is it art or not?
As for me, art is more general, is more global, and design is more maybe private.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay.
And I want to add that I was learning in Academy of Art, and to be honest, art has many rules too. you should know about composition, about lighting, about colors, and I think that it is common things with design, but maybe design is more complicated, yeah, because it is about problem solving. It is not about artists feeling or expressing yourself.
Okay, Sergey.
Maryna, can I ask you a question? How
Yeah.
do you use your design skills in Japan? What do you design? For example, maybe you design some mobile pages of the mobile applications, maybe the web applications, maybe the games. What do
Okay,
you
now
design?
now I have a project concerning to web application. It is a big project, and we has a part with mobile developing, but it was ended, and it was a small part of project. And as I know, EPAM doesn't have a project related to games and something like this.
Okay. Anybody else? If you want to speak, raise your hand. Don't forget about it, okay? Or just speak. Maryna, should I?
Yeah, maybe the next slide. Yeah, the next famous designer is Viktor Papanek, and his quote that there is no profession more harmful than designer. He was a strong advocate of the socially and ecologically responsible design of products, of tools, and infrastructure. And he felt that much things were inconvenient, unsafe, and he was concerned about excessive consumption. And I was listening to a podcast, and hosts told about a modern stream in Japan. It named Chindogu. I hope that I spell it right. And the main rule of this stream was this stream was about inventors. They invent very crazy things. And the main rule was that all things should be completely useless. And they created things like shoes with small umbrellas for rainy days, or Chinese chopsticks with a fan for hot food. And I think it can explain many things in AliExpress. So what do you think about harmful of this profession?
Any ideas? Is the profession harmful?
I don't think the design is harmful, because the person who is responsible for the project, for example, if you do something wrong, this is harmful. But design is the design, and there is must be a person who implements this design, and this kind of job is more harmful than just a design.
Interesting. Very interesting idea.
Do you think that designer is not responsible for things that they create?
No, I think they're responsible, but if the person who implements this design doesn't implement it correctly, he is more responsible than designer. Designer does his job of the design, and the implementer of this design is more responsible to implement it correctly. And he have to double check all the requirements, all the things to be implemented correctly, as for design.
Mm-hmm. No more ideas? Okay, and you, Maryna, do you think it's a harmful profession?
Okay, I think that it could be harmful sometimes because now we have many problems with ecology, and people consume so many unnecessary things, and designers have created them. So I think that we have a part of responsibility for it too. And on the next page, I want to show you some examples, maybe not harmful design, but really useless, I think. And these examples from different areas of design. The first image about buttons in elevator. I think it would be really complicated to choose right level what you need. The second image about UX design, because it's a really crazy way to enter your phone number, and I don't know how many time users should waste for it. The next image, it's a box with napkins, and I think that designer didn't think about final result, how it will looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe you have some comments.
Yeah, and the fourth one is also interesting one. Yeah, guys, what do you think is the most like crazy design? Which one would irritate you the most? And comment on what you see. Just choose the one. So I would like everyone to speak. Yes, Sergey. We have another Sergey. Sergey, you can also speak. Just raise your hand.
Yes. I like the second picture with a lot of drop downs button. It's very crazy because the user have to click on the every drop down and select the current number. I think the design of fulfilling some such fields have to be very seamless. All the data have to be used from the Apple ID or Google authorization programs when the user just log in, and all the data is fetched from these services automatically, and the user is prompted only to change something. But this kind of design may be used in useless, for example, in some contest of useless features in the web applications, because maybe it can even win in this competition. And what's more, I can say that this website can be used to learn these drop downs in order to learn in the learning purposes. Only it can be useful.
Thank you. Daria Filonenko.
I wanted to say about harmful decision. For example, the decision is very different, but all you know, the mountain in the USA, maybe it's Black Hills, the mountain Rushmore, the mountain on which the presidents are curved. To create such decision, it was necessary to destroy the mountain.
So design can be harmful, yeah, and it is a good story actually that proves it. Yeah, it's for previous question.
It's for previous question about harmful.
Okay, thank you, Dash. Katya, Kate, so comment on the pictures.
Yes, for me, the more craziness picture is the door handle and the keyhole, because it is just impossible to lock the door with this construction.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Olena?
I would like to add once more example of harmful design. It's our ramps for the disabled people in Ukraine when they built in such way that people can use it.
Yeah,
it would be better without such ramps, even with them.
Yeah, there are a lot of such examples. Yeah, I see. Sergey, would you like to add anything?
Of course. Actually, I think it's possible to enter this, the picture number 4, because you can shape your keys in order to inject it inside this lock and turn it. It's I think some guys may do this and find it fun to enter such a door. And it will be very annoying to robbers to enter the door because they couldn't enter it.
It's a security
it may
feature.
annoy them.
It's not a bug.
Yeah, it's about
feature.
security issues. Yes, it's about security issues.
Cool. Okay. Mary, Larissa, would you like to comment on the?
I think for the last picture, robbers would prefer to broke the glass near the handle and just enter the door. I have found a lot of such strange pictures during the building the football stadium in Sochi. A lot of unlogical decisions with inappropriate features which are inconvenient for people.
Yeah, I see. Okay, and what about you, Larissa? Do you have anything to add? Larissa, no? Okay, guys, let's continue. Yeah, Marin?
Yeah.
Would you like to add anything? Oh.
How to name the glass that cannot be broken by hand, for example, with high level of protection? How can we name this kind of glass?
Resistant proof?
Resistant proof.
Or
glass.
proof is like more, but it's like, yeah. Usually it's like resistant or proof, but kick resistant or kick proof, it should be like, yeah, I should
that cannot be broken by the shooting of gun, for example.
It's proof. The feature is called, for example, shoot proof or like something like that. Yeah. Proof, it's like absolute, ultimate protection. And resistant is like maybe 50% of it. So it is not easily broken, but it can be broken. It's resistant. And proof means that you cannot break it at all. And you add something, some feature, and they say proof. For example, waterproof, fireproof, yeah, and stuff like this. Okay, Maryna, go on, please.
Okay, and the next designer is Don Norman. He is an American researcher and author of many books about design. The most famous his book, I think, is Design of Everyday Things. And he is a father of modern user experience design due to he introduced the term user-centered design. And Norman used this term to describe design based on the needs of the user. And he was leaving aside aesthetic on the on the second stage after after user needs. And the next slide, we can watch a small video about customer.
Should we discuss the previous one or watch a video and then discuss, Maryna?
Maybe after video.
After video, guys. So let me know whether it will be audible for you, okay? I will stop in a sec. So sorry, I don't have a ad blocker.
YouTube Premium is better.
Yeah, premium account here is paid. I cannot use it. I'm too stingy for this and greedy. Okay, well, so can you hear it again?
No.
No, then we need to change the settings. Well, let me see how to do it. I know. Okay, once again.
Maximize brand loyalty and enhance intangible.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen and then we'll discuss it, okay, guys? So 7 minutes. Ready? Should I switch on the subtitles? One more question. So vote, who would like to me to switch on the subtitles and who wouldn't like? So, okay, who would like? Vote, please.
I would like to switch on.
Yeah, just raise your hand and I will see how many people want this feature. Just Daria? Nobody else? So great. Then, Larissa. Okay.
Maybe it would be better to switch on subtitles.
Yeah, okay, I will switch on. So those who don't like it, actually, you can just not watch at the screen and that's it.
Our company has a new strategic initiative to increase market penetration, maximize brand loyalty, and enhance intangible assets. In pursuit of these objectives, we've started a new project for which we require 7 red lines. I understand your company can help us in this matter.
Of course. Walter here will be the project manager. Walter, we can do this, can't we?
Yes, of course. Anderson here is our expert in all matters related to the drawing of red lines. We've brought him along today to share his professional opinion.
Nice to meet you. Well, you all know me. This is Justine, our company's design specialist. Hello. We need you to draw 7 red lines, all of them strictly perpendicular, some with green ink and some with transparent. Can you do that?
No, I'm afraid...
Let's not rush into any hasty answers, Anderson. The task has been set and needs to be carried out. At the end of the day, you are an expert.
The term red line implies the color of the line to be red. To draw a red line with green ink is, well, if it's not exactly impossible, it's pretty close to being impossible.
What does that even mean? Impossible?
I mean, it is possible. There are some people, say, suffering from color blindness, for whom the color of the lines doesn't really make a difference. But I'm quite sure that the target audience of your project doesn't consist solely of such people.
So in principle, this is possible.
I'll simplify. A line as such can be drawn with absolutely any ink, but if you want to get a red line, you need to use red ink.
What if we draw them with blue ink?
It still won't work. If you use blue ink, you'll get blue lines. And what exactly did you mean when you talked about the transparent ink?
How to better explain? I'm sure you know what transparent means.
Yes, I do.
And what a red line means. I hope I don't need to explain to you.
Of course not.
But you need to draw a red line with transparent ink.
Could you describe what you imagine the end result would look like?
Oh, come on, Anderson. What have we got here? Kindergarten?
No, I'm just trying to get...
Let's not waste our time with these unproductive quarrels. The task has been set. The task is plain and clear. Now, if you have any specific questions, then go ahead.
You're the expert here.
All right, let's leave aside the color for the moment. You had something there also relating to perpendicularity.
7 lines, all strictly perpendicular.
To what?
To everything amongst themselves. I assumed you know what perpendicular lines are like.
Of course he does. He's an expert.
Two lines can be perpendicular. All 7 can't be simultaneously perpendicular to each other. I'll show you. This is a line, right?
Yes.
And another, is it perpendicular to the first line?
Well,
yes, it is perpendicular.
exactly.
Wait, I'm not done. And a third one, is it perpendicular to the first line? Yes, it is. But it doesn't cross the second line. They're both parallel, not perpendicular.
Oh, suppose so.
There it is. Two lines can be perpendicular.
Can I have the pen? How about this?
This is a triangle. It's definitely not perpendicular lines. And there are 3, not 7.
Why are they blue?
Indeed, I wanted to ask that myself.
I have a blue pen with me. This was just a demonstration.
That's the problem. Your lines are blue. Draw them with red ink.
It won't solve the problem.
Well, how do you know before you've tried? Let's draw them with red ink, then let's see.
I don't have a red pen with me, but I'm completely certain that with red ink, the result will still be the same.
Didn't you tell us earlier that you could only draw red lines with red ink? In fact, yes, I've written that down here. And now you want to draw them with blue ink. Do you want us to call these red lines?
I think I understand. You're not talking about the color now, right? You're talking about that what do you call it?
Perpendicularity, yes!
That's it. Now you've confused everyone. So what exactly is stopping us from doing this?
Geometry.
Just ignore it.
We have a task. 7 red lines. It's not 20, it's just 7. Anderson, I understand you're a specialist of a narrow field. You don't see the overall picture. But surely it's not a difficult task to draw some 7 lines.
Exactly. Suggest a solution. Now, any fool can criticize. No offense. But you're an expert. You should know better.
Okay. Let me draw you 2 perfectly perpendicular red lines. And I will draw the rest with transparent ink. They'll be invisible, but I'll draw them.
Would this suit us? Yes, this will suit us. Yes, but at least a couple with green ink. Oh, and I have another question, if I may. Can you draw one of the lines in the form of a kitten?
What?
In the form of a kitten? Market research tells us our users like cute animals. It would be really great if we did.
No.
But why?
Look, I can of course draw you a cat. I'm no artist, but I can give it a try, but it won't be a line anymore, it'll be a cat. A line and a cat, these are 2 different things.
A kitten. Not a cat, but a kitten. They're little, cute, cuddly. Cats, on the other hand,
it won't make a difference.
Anderson, at least hear her out. She hasn't even finished speaking and you're already saying no.
I got the idea, but it's impossible to draw a line in the form of a cat. Done.
What about a bird?
So, where do we stop? What are we doing?
7 red lines, 2 with red ink, 2 with green ink, and the rest with transparent. Did I understand correctly?
Yes.
Excellent. In which case, that's everything, right?
Oh, I almost forgot. We also have a red balloon. Do you know if you could inflate it?
What do I have to do with balloons?
It's red.
Anderson, can you or can you not do this? A simple question.
As such, I can, of course, but...
Excellent. Organise a business trip. We'll cover the expenses, go over to their location, inflate the balloon. Well, this is very productive. Thank you all.
Can I ask you one more question, please? When you inflate the balloon, could you do it in the form of a kitten?
Of course I can. I can do anything. I can do absolutely anything. I'm an expert.
Okay. Okay.
I like this video, and we shouldn't forget that designers work not only with users' needs, but we have customers and they could be different. I'm a happy person because I didn't have such kind of customers. But my question is sometimes what is more important, customer or user? Because we work with them both.
Okay. Any ideas?
I think more important is customer, because he order you a program and he pays money for the product and takes care about the user's opinion. If they are not satisfied, the customer must change or add some new features to the application.
Yeah, but sometimes customers think that they know better than the users, and they don't want to do any research or something like this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Katya. Kate.
For me, if you want to have a lot of money, you need to listen to the customer. But if you want to work for quality and you want to make useful products, you need to, in first place, you need to think about user.
Yeah.
Interesting. Lena, Olena?
It seems to me that for design, the most important is our users, because a lot of people use of our interface, and the success of our customers will be depend from how many people use his project. And in such way, we can convince our customers that we should do something in such or another way, and we should satisfy all of them, customers and users, but at first it should be our users.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Larissa?
I think that we should help the customers to understand the needs of users, and with help of this, have a good application both for client and for users.
Yeah, actually, absolutely agree with you. Dasha?
I agree with Larissa, and I want to add that at first, if the application is not very convenient, then the user may not use it at all. And it's necessary to find a consensus between user and client, that Larissa said.
Mm-hmm. Okay, anybody else? No? Marina? Serежа wants to say something. Serежa?
Of course, you have to deal with the customer and user needs, and you have to satisfy them both, to have some conversation to convince the client for some, maybe some investigation and some things you think should be implemented. When we speak about the long-term project, I think we have to satisfy users more and convince client for some features, but we have to deal with them both, because if the user won't pay for if you have for example some application with some paid features and user won't be satisfied with this feature and this application, they this app won't bring you any money. So we create app for users, not for the client. So we have to think about it in advance.
I'm sorry, but I don't agree with Sergey. Who will pay for your additional researches or for maybe testing the UX designer if you do not agree these moments with your client?
I said that
maybe
you
in
have
perfect
to
world.
convince them and speak with the client, like have long conversation and deal with it.
But
So,
imagine the situation, you can't persuade your client to provide this additional research. What will you do? You will still provide it using your own costs because you are living in an imaginary world and want to satisfy all the users, or just do strict to the requirement which you have already had.
of course, I will follow the client requirements, and that's all.
Okay, so now we see client is more important than the user.
It depends. It depends on how, what company are you in. If it's outsourcing company, if it's product company, it depends. Different situations. We cannot say that you have to only do one thing, do this, only do this, but you have different situation, different things. It depends.
I see. Okay, Larissa, do you want to say anything?
I only want to say that previous video and this picture is very interesting, very funny.
Yeah, and very appropriate for this discussion. Yeah, yeah, agree, absolutely agree. Where is our Maryna? Maryna, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I lost my internet connection.
Okay, should I continue, Maryna?
Yeah. Yeah, and our last topic it's about digitalization, because now we have many different applications, site, and for example, we can see taxi. We used to call and waiting for a car, and now we have application, and this process is more simple as for me, because you can see all details about your order in the smartphone. And the second example, it's about Dia. I think that all of you know about this application too. For me, it is really important things for our country, because all complicated government process you could done in few clicks, and this is really useful, I think. And what do you think? And do you use these applications?
Okay, what do you think about digitalization in general? Yeah, and do you use the applications? And maybe some comments about the applications and their design as well. Okay, who would like to say anything? Okay, Sergey.
Of course, I use Dia, and I don't know what other application I use. Most of all I use Dia for such like internet documents. It's very easy to open independent entrepreneur there, to track all your documents and have it everything in your phone. And we have other examples of digitalization. For example, we have some companies that use like this check, like internet check, internet sign, and so on. So we can sign something and enter the, for example, online cabinet or something like that. And also we have internet document trackers. I don't know how to. I heard about it, and I know that they there are some companies that use it, and that's pretty much all I can say about it.
It's like, you mean electronic signature, not sign.
Like yes, electronic signature.
Okay, well, anybody else? So maybe you can comment on some design of the applications Maryna is speaking, or just in general about your feel of using the applications. Anybody? Come on.
For me, digitalization is an exciting question because I think of stealing personal data.
Yeah.
We enter the number of our passport, the number of our ID code, and thousands of IT robbers can steal our data and use them in different bad ways. For me, if you compare Ukraine with other world, more progressive, more modern, they are still using the digitalization on the low level. If you compare with Ukraine, for me, it's a good point to follow their method of cooperation, IT sphere and our paper sphere.
Interesting.
I know that many people are afraid about stealing the data, and I maybe sometimes I afraid too, because it is really important, and we can see it during the war, because many Russians data was stolen, and I sometimes afraid of it too.
I never heard that United States of America proposed the Americans such application as DIA. But the America has much more security than Ukraine. So for me, it's a huge question why we still use this application.
Maybe because we are more modern country than USA.
I don't agree.
In some fields we can be, and we have to strive to that.
Maybe we have to think about a secure database storage at DIA, and because it's very danger for people, yes, about the documents, and for me, I don't use DIA for this.
But about, for example, a taxi application, for me, it's more safe, because I can share my trip details with someone else, and my friend or someone could know where is I, because sometimes it could be not so safe as I want.
Yeah, actually, on the other hand, I was thinking about paper documents, actually. When someone steals them, So I think it's easier to do than to steal some data from your telephone. So because some robot can get into your house and steal your documents. But when they steal your telephone, sorry?
But you could lost your phone the same in a public transport.
But it is at least blocked, and there are several levels of security. The telephone is blocked, DIA is blocked, and then maybe there are chances that they will not misuse this information. Yeah, it's just a very controversial question, and it's ambiguous. Yeah, we never know where the danger can be, yeah? And we should be careful with all documents, either they are paper or they are digital. But yeah, but it's very controversial. Okay, Larissa, so what can you say?
I am about robbers and the paper document. We see earlier, we see the design, the example of design that protect the
penetration of robbers.
Of robbers to the house.
So yeah, we can protect our house from robbers, from penetration of robbers. Yeah, okay, great.
Can you add something?
Yeah. Add something.
I guess our people something like a phone zombie, because all people share their images, documents, papers, cards, and other things in different social media, but they don't want that.
Yeah, they don't want DIA to be uploaded
and
on their
other
telephone.
digital application. It's
it's strange, yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah, Mary, what can you say to this actually? How can you contradict?
You post your photos by your own desire, but if our president obligates us to download this application, for example, to get money at the beginning of the war, 6,000 of hryvnias, I don't know. I don't want to download this application, but I have no chance to get this money. They given me the alternative way.
I see. Yeah, it makes sense. Maryna?
But it's not connected with the security.
She doesn't want it because she's afraid for her data, but she's obliged to do it to get the money. Yeah. Why? It compromises security, I think. Okay,
but
come on.
We can add additional levels of security to any application. For example, you can choose strong password and second level of authorization by permitting it on your phone and so on. For example, you cannot crack someone's Google account with a strong password because Google have high level of security. They have I saw one video about the data centers, and you cannot easily crack it because it has really high level of security. And if we have such things in our DIA, I'm not afraid about my documents because I'm sure that nobody can steal it they can only steal it if I use like weak password. But if I use a strong password with the second level of authorization, and I'm sure that nobody can steal my documents.
Sergey, there are a lot of leakage of personal data from DIA in BlackNet, tons of leakage.
Kate is an optimist.
Sorry?
Sergey is an optimist.
Okay, Kate, what do you want to say?
I want to add some few words about security in DIA. I think it is not so dangerous because identification by bank application, and this data is in the in your bank, and the robbers can just crash on the data of bank, and why the DIA is dangerous than bank application.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and bank applications have many important data too about us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All data. Well, so
Mary,
Maryna,
how do you know about this dark web? Do you use Tor browser or something like that, or why do you use this black, I don't know, dark web? Yeah.
I don't use this application, but I found a lot of articles with this information where this package of data are sold in. And if you want to buy them, you could pay or connect with.
This is complete fake, because do you trust these articles? Is it trusted resource when you read these articles? You have, as a, I don't know what your profession, but I, as a don't know, developer, yeah, I check all the things that I read, because it's not always the true all things that I read in the articles. I have to check it. If I check it and I see it, and I, from my own eyes, this data, then I'll trust it. But only read and trust it, it's not 100% true information.
And they download a few pages of examples with data of potential users. I have found the information about my friend in this list, and the information was true. So I can't believe that these information were got from other source than from DIA.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can use, for example, your friend name could be get from social media. They can use Photoshop. Actually, we have
with the true number of passports and ID.
They could get it from somewhere else resources. I don't know about it, but in 22nd century, we can fake a lot of information. You don't even believe how many information could be faked on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will be the pessimist and bad policeman.
yeah. It's fun to listen to your opinion. Sergey, are you working for DIA? You are so supportive. They should pay you.
No, I don't work for DIA, but I know that some features wasn't implemented in the web application, and only implemented in the mobile, and it's not good for me. I want all the features to be implemented also in the web and in mobile.
Mm-hmm. I see. Wow. Okay.
I know that the EPAM company was creating the DIA application.
Yeah.
Aha! So there is some reason for this slide. Okay, I see. Well,
I want to say that every day we see a lot of information about hacked websites of different ministers, peoples in Russia. So it's possible, and our IT army is working very hard. So we can say that such example can happen with DIA.
Mm-hmm. No, makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think that application like DIA is our future, and maybe we should work more with security of our data.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are we done, Maryna?
Yeah, with planned topic, we are done.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone have questions.
Yeah, Larissa has a comment or a question. Larissa, you're welcome.
Yes. I would like to say about design of DIA. I think that its design is pretty good for a government application. It's my opinion.
Yeah, it's user-friendly.
Modern.
modern. Absolutely easy to navigate, no complications. However, we had a problem to take a photo from the document. My husband has this ID, and he has iPhone, and it took us some, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes to catch this picture with my Samsung. It was quite easy. It was just one try, but with iPhone it was quite complicated. I don't know, maybe it's because of our
maybe it's problem not in the but in iPhone.
Maybe in iPhone, or maybe in our hands we were not maybe so using them correctly. I mean our hands. But yes, we had such a situation that we were trying to catch it, and so we failed several times, and we were even irritated with it and postponed it for the next day. But the next day everything was okay and we did it. So there was some actually complication with it. Okay. Okay, guys. So we are done with our main discussion. So if you have any questions, as Maryna mentioned, you are welcome to ask questions. Maybe you have to add something. Maybe you have some other idea which we can discuss with you. Sorry.
I have a few questions. Maryna, do you create design for different Android, iOS?
Mobile applications?
And site,
operating systems.
Operating system. And do you create application for different orientation? And how you communicate with client and developer team about implementing something new?
Okay. I have created mobile applications for Android and iOS, and now my project is a web application. And in APAM, I have a big team with different roles, developers, business analytics, testers. And I can say that the most frequently I communicate with business analytics and product owners. We have to discuss different features, updates, and show it to our customers. And after creating mock-ups, creating design, of course, I have communication with developers because they have many questions to me, and sometimes I have questions to them about implementation, and together we can fix some things. And now I started to work with this project after user experience stage, because my project is really old. It is about 10 years, I think. But before my work at APAM, I have projects with all researchers. It was really interesting because sometimes I have really unexpected results. For example, I create a mobile application for bicycles, and I think that my users are bicycles with experience. But when I started my research, I understand that they know what they should do, and I need to interview users without experience, and it could be more, this application could be more useful for them.
Interesting. Okay, Mary wants to ask a question. Mary?
Yeah, I have a question to Maryna. Are you an artist or a designer?
Oh, it's interesting because, as I said, I was learning in Academy of Art, and I used to think that I am an artist, but now I understand that I am a designer, because I have many requirements, I have many rules, I think, and creativity is really after all researches.
Thanks.
Okay, and Slava?
Do you use each time a new, or do you create new design each time, or do you use some standard patterns or schablons in design? For example, all charts have same design.
I think that these patterns is really important because users know how to use it, and if designer creates something new, users can be afraid to use it, and user can not understand how to use it. So patterns is not bad, something bad, but I don't use templates. Templates, it's more about UX design. So I try to choose something suitable for this project.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, well, should we? Seryoja has a question. Okay.
Yeah, I can ask you about tools that you use for designing, and maybe you know some programming languages, because some features could not be implemented when you create some kind of design. Some features could not be implemented with some kind of languages. And have you had some such situation when you created some feature that developer could not implement, or you discuss with the developer all the features that you're going to implement, and then you implement it, and then you implement?
Yeah, I don't know any languages. I tried to learn front end a little because for better understanding developers, and I had some situation in the past when developers couldn't implement what I have created. But now we always discuss it before designing, and they show me a library that they are going to use. And after this, I can better understand what I can do.
But you, what do you mean library? Because it have different meanings. You mean like some kind of library
Angular,
that is used?
React,
Angular, yes.
yeah. Something like that.
Angular is a framework, by the way.
Okay.
I ask people about tools. What tools do you use?
I use Figma. Now, before it, I used to use Sketch, but now it's Figma. Oh, and you are, as a developer, do you like Figma, or have you any project in this tool?
Yeah, I used Figma, but I didn't create the design. I was just recreating it, and I was just implemented this in the front end. I like Figma, but I have to know it more because there are some situation when, for example, different points. When you create responsive design, they have general points, and I didn't know about it, and I click on every design and see the exact size of something, of some kind of container. But when I knew that they have in the left bar, I could navigate and get all the sizes, and it become very easy for me. And this thing this experience for me. And what can I say about this experience? You have to you have to learn about the tool before you use it, because you may do something, you may find to do something harder if you don't know the tool. So you have to learn the tool, and then you have to you start to working with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose that we need to finish here. So guys, it was really pleasant for me to hear your opinions, and let's applaud to Maryna because her presentation was really wonderful. Let's do it all together. Yeah, and she was really great as a teacher. Yeah, Maryna, how do you feel?
Oh, Alla, you know that I was really nervous. It's my first speaking club, but I hope that everything is good.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Now I am more relaxed.
Yeah, it was really, I was very much engaged. It was really very interesting. So guys, thank you for your participation. Join us. Maybe you will also find some useful topics for you on our social networks and in this group. If you have any questions, you can ask Maryna in chat while she is there, because she is going to quit it. I suppose she will stay, but yeah, we do understand it. Okay, and also you can find our video with this presentation and discussion on our page on YouTube. So, and maybe watch yourself and the presentation again. So have a good weekend, and supposed to see you soon.
Take care. See you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask one question to Ella? For Ella.
Ella? Who is Ella? Allah?
You. How to correctly pronounce your name?
Allah. Yeah.
Allah. Do you have others future speaking clubs, for example, for one topic? Because for me, I know, for example, a lot of vocabulary from the development and IT topics, but compared to other topics, I don't know. I don't know such vocabulary. I don't have such vocabulary. What about future meetings? Is it paid? Do you have to pay something, or do you have to log in something?
No. Actually, yeah, I got your question. Yeah, these are absolutely free meetings. We're going to have them once, maybe in a fortnight. So once in 2 weeks. And the next meeting, we have it planned already. It will be with a project manager of some company. So you can join, it will be advertised, and you can join, and you can actually stay in this group, and the advertisement will be in this group. But it will be in 2 weeks, because we also have offline speaking clubs. So next week we will have offline speaking club. It will be general topic, but in a week we'll have an online speaking club with a project manager. So you can join and have the same discussion. I suppose, yeah, it's free.
Oh, I know, because I was asking about maybe paid speaking clubs. Two times, maybe 2 times in a week, 2 times, maybe 3 times. Do you have such opportunity somewhere else? Maybe you can just suggest.
I will. Are you actually now a Telegram group, Seroj?
Yes.
So find me and send a message to me in private, and I will tell you what we have, and then you can also like think it over.
Okay.
Okay. Well, guys, have a good weekend. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.